Okay, we left Canada, the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, unfinished. We are going to finish it, and we are really going to take it across the finish line. And we're editing a bunch of things. We're not going to do any data entry. I have everything written out, what I want to do, and we're going to get right into it. But I have the previous video I made here, and we're just going to start from scratch and go through it. Rather than flipping back and forth between screenshots, we'll just use this. So, first thing is going to be the Sport Check Bridge. Which hang on, I don't have. Why wouldn't I have that? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's right here, White Bridge. And we're getting going. Not off to a good start, but you'll see. This will be. I don't know how long this will be. Who cares? I don't need screenshots anymore. So here we go. So this will be good. And you see this person. I don't know if you noticed. If you watched the Pocono race, you saw, or the Pocono video, you saw how when I did that final NASCAR sign on the wall, that I had to go into a different program and copy and paste the actual parts of the wall and cover it up, because this is what would happen. Like, it doesn't look bad. Like, I'm not gonna crap on anybody doing anything. Like, this is impressive stuff, period. But I mean, you can see without just having the white background around it, you can see how it doesn't match up with the rest of this, but whatever. I have the notes. Sport Check Bridge. We are turning this into a black Craftsman Truck Series bridge. And pretty much we'll just stay in line with the Sport Check, the actual thing he made. Like this, you'll see what I mean. And you can see all the buffer, all the buffer area here. We don't have it up here, so on the other side of the bridge might look weird, and that might be a trial and error thing I might have to fix afterward, but whatever. So we have the CTS logo, and I double checked. You can see how this white looks a little bit different, like a different shade of this white in the black. That's because the black and white contrast greater, but the white is all the same shade. I noticed that in a video, and I double checked it. We were in good shape. So we don't even need that. We don't even need that logo. I already did Portland. I'm grabbing this bridge from Portland, and we'll see what we got here. Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. There's no real way to tell where, the beginning and end. That might bleed down below it. I might have to, but we'll just get this out onto the track now. The bridges are just one of the weird ones. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not these definitely aren't racing videos. If you follow the channel for racing videos, I mean, this is just getting into the meat and potatoes of everything else. And if it doesn't float your boat, it doesn't float your boat. But for people that are interested in doing this type of stuff, I think for generations going forward, they'll find this video helpful. Man, why is that red showing around that? Sometimes it does that if you don't have it zoomed in. It does. Interesting. We'll make the red a little bit smaller. Like that. That's good. And we're bringing you over here. It's just so nice. You see right here, down here, I have it as 1258.9. That's the coordinate. I'm moving it to the left. You can see it getting smaller. But the way these work, these should all just match up evenly with even numbers. That's why I enjoy work. That's why it's a joy working with these. So this bridge is probably going to need some shading somewhere, somehow. I'm guessing that's how that's going to look. And I mean, we'll take a look at all this going forward. But guess what? White bridge is done. It's not a white bridge anymore, Jack. And I gotta check that off. Sport check done. What's next on the docket? Okay, this is this is called Avril Lavigne Alley. You know what? No, we're gonna skip this one because I'm gonna have to bleed a big sign across the 3 signs, and that's gonna take a whole thing. I might take some trial and error, and I don't want to just skip it because it's three separate signs, and I'm gonna have basically a long picture bleeding across all 3 of them, and I'm gonna have to split them in thirds, and I'm just gonna I'll do that later. All right. The Chevy logo is Petro Canada. This is one of the eyesore. It's just so bright. And again, I don't want to I don't want to talk crap on people and whoever made this, because it's excellent work, but I mean, all right, Petro Canada, and I'm guessing make that like that, center it like so, and then make the rest of it white or red. I don't know. We're gonna have a lot of white signage. Something like that, but you can see how bright that is, so we're just gonna darken that up just a touch. Like that. So the Petro Canada sign is done. See, we're moving along. We're moving quick. And that Chevy sign pops up somewhere else on the track as well. This, man, this is like 8p right now. The quality, whatever, that's staying the same. Continental Tire, we're changing, I think, to Molson Canadian. Sorry if I'm leaning into the microphone here. Continental Tire, yeah, Molson Canadian. So we got to go find the Continental Tire, which is right there. And you can see they did a good job, making this look like cloth and whatnot. We're not doing that. This will be another. That actually is fitting pretty good. Don't even have to mess with this as much. I knew I needed like a landscape sign, like logo for it, but this ended up being like perfect. That's not like center. Hang on. About like that, and then we gotta put some more white here, match that like that, and then darken it again because it's so bright. We're not worried about putting weather, you know, making these look weathered and whatnot. And that looks pretty centered. So that's done. Now moving. Now these are the ones that we already did, and I'm changing Derringer and the speed. We're changing those in here. Derringer is being changed to Joe Dirt. Just a just a shout out to Joe Dirt for taking that big hit at the end of that one video. And this is Las Vegas. You see Emma Stone, Penn and Teller, Einstein Brothers Bagels. You might have an idea on who's driving that truck. Joe Dirt. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad. And you can see how small those are. You know, I just copied and pasted from Papyrus Las Vegas that came with the game. You see how small that is compared to what people have been doing with the game since then. Okay, and then we're bringing. Why is that? Oh, that's all in a rectangle, I bet. Hang on, I know the problem. There's your problem. Yeah, we'll do that. Bring that down. And then Dirt Devil. I mean, that looks good, but that's my cardinal sin. You see, I picked all black. You never want to pick all black. There we go. And actually, we can just eyedrop the black I used for. You can see how lighter it gets, but it still looks, you know, it's black. That's what you want. And the red is just fire-ass red too. I wasn't too concerned about it with the truck because, like I've mentioned, it has shading and whatnot. Like that. It's just painfully bright. So that's done. Dirt Devil, Joe Dirt is done. Next up is the speed sign, and it's gonna be the Mac Owl. It's a company in Canada. We'll do that. And while we're here, let's get rid of one of these. I didn't like how that looked on that Empire Today sign. And Mac Owls is making another appearance later. And these ones will look weathered. Just a special part of the track that it gets weathered, I guess. I don't know. But we want this blue to match the Max blue. Like that. And then we're gonna fix this too. We'll get rid of that white outline around that. I said we're going to get rid of that white outline around that. And let's not, where's that at? Right there. Let's not forget about this either, because we're going to be using the Max logo in other places as well. We need to bring that down underneath, too far, right there. Perfect. Is it perfect? Should we put, do we have room for 2 of them? We sure do. We need some more. We're starting to bleed. We're starting to bleed off of here, but I can just tuck them into this rectangle, and then we're good. So that whole thing is done right there. Dirt Devil looks good. Double checking that. Max Owl, where are we at? Mac Owl is done. So we're moving. We did Derringer was covered up by Joe Dirt. Speed was covered up by that. We already have, or the other way around, I forget. So Continental's done. There's a Beyond Digital sign right here that we are changing, and we are giving a shout out to Big Evil Racing. It's pretty much an online database of, you know, all the numbers that you see on cars and trucks that people paint. 99.99% chance that it came from Big Evil Racing website, and I wanted to give them a nice little shout out here. Same thing we've been doing. Blacken that up and darken it some. And that's pretty good. I don't know where these other signs are. I could not find them even like in free roam. But I'm pressing a button right now that changes it from what you can see outside the canvas to what the final thing will look like. And that's what the final thing's going to look like. So don't worry about those things bleeding off the edges. That's no big deal. So, Big Evil Racing, which was what? Beyond Digital. That's done. We're moving. Now, up here, right here, this sign, one of them is a Castrol and one is Big Evil Racing again. We're not going to bother with that. And that Panaz Racing School. I'm gonna try 2 different things here with this Panaz Racing School. One is going to be just an old-fashioned where are we at? NASCAR logo. Which will work. You can see it bleeding around the you know, the white around there, but against a white background it really doesn't stand out. We have that, and we also have where's Copter right here? I wanted to see if Elvira is gonna fit here. I was like, oh, she's, you know, it's a very landscapey sign. Let's see if we can get her laying down on it. But we don't want to be distracted in this turn. This is a very tight turn here. Yeah, we'll do it for fun. And that bleeds from. Let's see. Let's see if we want to do black. We want to put that over top of that. Yeah, that black. I have that like I have that what do you call? I have that being transparent going into her. But I don't know. We'll use her somewhere else. We won't do that. We'll do white. A little bit off-white. And make NASCAR big. Let's make sure this is oriented correctly. Yeah. That's good. Let's not get too pervy. I filled my perv quota with all the copper cans. It's pretty mild, I think. Okay, so the NASCAR logo, Panoz Racing, wherever that's at, that's done. What's next? Canadian Tire. We're not touching the Canadian Tire logo or the Canadian Tire billboard. Vortex and Porsche, we're changing those. Vortex. See ya, Elvira. Mistress of the Dark. We're changing that. What was that? Vortex. We're changing that to Good Wrench. Dale Earnhardt, Good Wrench. Like this. We're also going to use a Sears Die Hard sign somewhere else on the track, but those graphics and that color is from a truck in the next season. I don't want to give away too much, so. I grabbed it beforehand so you don't see where I get it from. And this will be a GM Good Wrench Service sign. Black. And I have the black numbers somewhere. 1819 1A. Let's see, I think this is the black I used for the Craftsman Truck Series. Yeah. I mean, is that intimidating enough, do you think? I think so. And then everything's centered, and then we're going to group it, and then make sure it's centered, and it is. And then that's what that will look like. And just like other people have done, you can always we'll even cloth ping pattern. We'll even make this look. See, that's not even how I want that to look. Transparent textures. See, it's something like this. But we would need it like this. We would need it to be transparent. And you saw what I did with the grime. It would basically be a matter of going and finding what we want. And I'm gonna give myself 30 seconds to find something here. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. I'm running out of paper texture overlay. I got nothing. But I think a lot of the photo programs have like default patterns you can put on things, but none of these are going to work. So that will just be a matter. I could probably make it on my own. It will take a while, but that's done. Logo Vortex GM Good Wrench is done. But I tell you what we can do real quick is, if you watch the Heinz Silly Season, you know I had everything looking grimy and dark and stuff. And where, if I can find it, right there. So, like for instance, you can see how it's getting darker and grimy and what have you. And oh yeah, look at that. And we'll flip it. Yeah, or even do both. I'm gonna paste it and flip it. There you go. Something like that. So the GM Goodwrench sign will be grimy and whatever. The next one was Porsche, and this is going to be the Chris Hadfield corner. I think we're flirting with disaster with Affinity Designer. We have too many tabs open. It's eventually going to crash here. I'm going to have to eventually open all these up again and export them. But I'm going to be skipping that part. I'm going to skip all the mundane stuff. We don't need you. We'll open you again when we need you. We don't need you anymore. Logo portion is going to be Chris Hadfield, the astronaut. Hopefully he fits here. Oh, he will. This is like a 2000 by 2000 picture. Right there. But I tell you what, I think we need... I fell in love with the grime on the Earnhardt thing. And it's going to look weird if we don't have it on this. But see, that's too rough. We can change the transparency of it. Something like that. Sometimes understated is the best. So the logo, Chris Hadfield's done. Porsche, done. We're making moves. Got news for you. But let's stop messing with the grimy stuff, and let's just keep moving. What was next? Mobile 1. All right, this is gonna be. It's not gonna be tricky. It's gonna be. You know what? And we're actually gonna figure this out right now. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what. It's sponsor 11B. We'll keep this open. We're gonna find out which one we have to change. And I'll show you a quick way to do that if you're interested. Let's find, where are the MIPs that we put in here? Right there. Billboards, the Conti Bridge, for example, which is that Scotiabank bridge we made. Now, we have 3 chances. I think it's this one. I think it's sponsor 12. I think it's, yeah, but it's scrunched. It's gonna be sponsor 11B. You can see how it's like scrunched down, and so is sponsor 11B. So, Canadian Tire. I'm bringing this MIP over here, right here, and I'm changing it to sponsor 11B. And then I'm dropping it back into Canadian Tire, and then we're going to go onto the track here, and we're going to see if that mobile sign is now the oh.
Drivers, to your car.
Come on, Joe. I didn't want to do the free cam. I just wanted to. Well, we're gonna watch him go around the track here. Truck looks good. The Continental Tire, that's going to be a Molson Canadian sign now. We still got to do Avril Lavigne Alley. We'll be changing all those signs there. There's Scotiabank. Now, he's going to be coming up on the mobile bridge here shortly, and if it looks like the Scotiabank, then we pick that right one, so we know which Mobile One logo to change. Moment of truth here. Still haven't seen it. It might look really weird. Yeah, that's the one we got to change. Very good. So my instinct was correct. But let's get you out of there. We don't need you anymore. So we're changing sponsor 11B. And this is going to be the grocery store chain, Sobeys. And you know, we have a couple of white bridges. That's not really a bridge. It's more like a awning of sorts. Doesn't look like a bridge. So, but we have a lot of white things already, like a lot of white quote unquote bridges. So, what I want to do is make that green, and then bring Sobeys on here. Change that to off-white of sorts. And this is at the beginning of a straightaway. So we'll call this the Sobeys straight. And I have some racing things. I just went through a bunch right there, but we got something like that. The Sobeys straight. Match that white. That better work. That better look good. That should look good. That should look good. That should look good. And then we also need to do, while we're here, we should grab the wheels on meal, whatever that is. What was that one thing called? Wheels something. It was the, did I not grab that? Not fast wheels. Damn it, I didn't grab it. I'm looking for that World of Wheels. Hang on, dead air. I'm looking for it. I never grabbed it. What a dumbass. Yeah, I never did. So that's going to stay the same. World of Wheels. Good for you. You get to stay. Because I was just going to make it a smaller Sobeys. Smaller Sobeys logo, but we're not doing that. All right, this straightaway again. I had planned the Avril Lavigne thing we're gonna do, bleeding across. I had plans on bleeding something across all 6 of these, but it's this one right here. It's this one right here, and you can see ZMAX is used twice. It's used here at the beginning and then used here at the end. So those we couldn't bleed it across. We would only be able to bleed it across 4 because ZMAX is bookending these. So, and again, this is somebody that knows that you don't have to fiddle around with the smaller images. But Coca-Cola and SFP, those are the 2 ones in the middle. We're grabbing Terrence and Phillip. And probably stick them sideways if that'll work. And we've done this kind of signage already. We could have. This is all probably the same exact size of the Empire carpet one and the Joe Dirt one and everything. But sometimes it's easier just to grab it like this. And drop him in there. That's pretty good. And you know the drill, though. You know the drill by now. Making it darker. Bringing it down here. And going in here and moving Phillip up there. There we go. So we'll see how that looks when we're driving past it, because we'll be driving head to toe. Terrence and Phillip. That was Coca and SFP. That was exactly what I wanted to do. All right, now we're moving. Nothing through here. We're keeping that Canadian Tire bridge the same. And now we're getting into Hockey Corner. This big Marriott one, that is going to be the Canada Cup 1987. First I need to find it right here. This is gonna be big. It's not like big, but that's it, right? It has those two. I'm not even sure if this is the right one. It has to be. Let's not lose our mind. But at the same time, I don't know, man. At the same time, you don't see this stuff around it. But it has to be it. 905444. That's got to be it. So we're going to just use everything that's white here. And cover it up. And guess what? If it's not it, then we'll go eventually find out where it is, where it's at. Basically the same trick we used for, what you call the Mobile One Sobeys bridge. So, I want to see if this will be good enough. Oh yeah. I had fears that it wouldn't be landscapey enough. It'll work. We might have to scrunch it down a little bit. But anybody that grew up in Canada, I didn't grow up in Canada, but anybody that is familiar with hockey in Canada, you know what this picture is. So, and probably doing the same drill as usual. Black, and just dull it the tiniest bit. It doesn't. We don't need to be. It doesn't need to be bright red. Plus, it's weathered. You know, it's been out in the sun. So that's the 1987 Canada Cup, and then Dickies, I think, is going to be Hockey Night in Canada logo. Yeah. And Hockey Night in Canada is on CBC. Right. Yeah. Like that. Oh yeah, you can see the actual CBC logo inside of it. I really overthought that. And I wanted that to be not that. This is fine. We need you there. You can make that transparent. And then the CBC will be down here, and I gotta change it up a little bit here. Hang tight. There we go. We'll grab all that. And then you just start getting really annoyed with, is this Eve? Is this perfectly symmetrical? Black. Bam. Like that. Dickies is done. Honda is going to be Sidney Crosby. I'm from Pittsburgh. Plus, Crosby's a big deal in Canada. Oh yeah, brother. Right there. Oh, actually, that's not going to work. Oh, yeah, it will. Like that. A little too dark. I guess he's centered. I don't know. But Honda Crosby's done. Where are we at on time? We've been moving pretty good. 43 minutes. So, I mean, this will end up being over an hour or so. But whatever. I was hoping to get it done quick. But relatively speaking, this is quick. I mean, this is just a very involved intention. And this is the most I've ever done at a track. And just thought it'd be fun to put it up on YouTube. What's next? Honda, we're not doing. 2012 is... I'm not changing this Rider's Choice Canada over here. That's staying the same. And then Vortex, that's just going to be GM Goodwrench again from the Chris Hadfield turn. And then this 2012 sign right here, I made a note to change to Esso. The gas station. That is dead on. Like that. And let's weather that one. A little too much. We're weathering this one. I wonder if I can transparency it. No. Can I Yes, I can. Excellent. So we'll weather that some. And oh yeah. Something like that. 2012 Esso's done. Castrol we're keeping the same. Coca-Cola we're changing to a black Craftsman logo. You can probably tell we're getting near the end here already. The Coca-Cola we're changing to a black Craftsman logo to match the bridge. Which is basically just going to be... This is going to be one of the easiest ones. That's dead center. Throw black. Match it. Done. Don't have too much left. Next up is Laker Lager, and that's right here. And I'm changing that to Rice Lake. I actually vacation in Canada. It's about an hour north of Toronto, near Peterborough, at a lake called Rice Lake. So I wanted to give Rice Lake some loving. Gotta match that color. Gotta match that color. There we go. There we go. Ended up not putting Drake on the track because this is close to Toronto, and I just didn't do it. Speed's done. Logo 12. I don't know what that. Hang on. We still got to do. Okay, we do Laker Lager. That's done. BMWs we're changing to Mac. The blue Chevrolet we already changed. I actually forget what we changed that to. Oh boy. Oh, to Petro Canada. So that's gonna be a Petro Canada sign. Ultra 94 we're keeping the same there. I just like how that looks. It has a Petro Canada thing, and Petro Canada's gonna be here. That's gonna look good. The BMWs we're changing to Max. That owl. BMWs right here. And damn it. Now, where's the mat? Right there. Good. And this should be money in the bank. We gotta size it up correctly. Oh, yeah. Look how big that is. Oh, yeah. That's pretty much center, isn't it? Centered, isn't it? I need something to put over here and cover that white. That looks good. I mean, the Max, you know, it looks. Move it down a touch. And as usual, darken it up a little bit. So that's done. BMW Max is done. And then on it, I think all we got left is the Avril Lavigne bridge, or the Avril Lavigne thing. Castrol, we're just gonna leave all that there. We could change that to something. But we got to change this blurry sign. That's the last thing we got to do before the Avril Lavigne alley, we're calling it. We got to change that blurry sign. And I have blurry here somewhere, and we're changing it to that Lowe's thing I was talking about earlier in the Dale Earnhardt thing. We're changing that. We're grabbing all this. Bringing that over here. This is going to be huge. Yeah. It's going to be huge compared to that. No problem. But I needed, I wanted this blue. Zero. Boom. Zero. Boom. We don't need the Craftsman. We have Craftsman everywhere. But Sears Die Hard. John McClane from the Die Hard movies is an obvious choice to drive the Die Hard truck, but it won't be this season. I forget, somebody had mentioned, I think Phil mentioned the cop from Die Hard, having him drive something too. So that's Sears Die Hard, and that's what that's going to look like. Okay, and that's it. All that's left now is Avril Lavigne Alley. Okay, the last thing to do is Avril Lavigne Alley, and we got to go back. I think I took another lap anyway. Modal Durabond Fastwell. I'm going to write this down. Modal 1, Dura 2, Fast 3. Like I said, we're going to bleed this across the three signs. Modal is 512. I'm looking for the width. These should all be 512. And then fast wheels 512. I think that's going to be 1536. Yeah. So we need, this will be easy. 1536 by 256. These are going to be the three signs right here. And this should just be perfect. Bring in Avril Lavigne right here. And I'm making this first. You'll see what I'm doing. I'm making this firstly, and we gotta have a big. What are these? Those are the flattest fonts of all time. Let's have some fun. Not fun, but we're going to use that high Swift on the grocery store one. Got the old NASCAR BT text from the Fox broadcast back in the day. Also have, I think it's sports. Yeah, we also have the Fox Sports one. South Park. Everybody always leans on the Fox Sports one, so I don't want to use that one. But I wanted something that was like, you know, extreme and intense. That's the NBC font from 2005-ish. There we go. That looks evil and stuff. I don't know exactly what we're going for here. I think I want to bookend her on each side. Something like that. But see, the picture messes up. I don't know what I want to do here. Was that right? 1819 1A. That's that black we use all the time. It's... Oh, that's just compared to the pure black. Is that right? Yeah, that's the same black that we use. Okay. Because it's an alley, let's get... let's get some checkers in here. Make sure those are symmetrical. Oh yeah. I wish I could. That's good. And it should be pretty centered. It's a little bit off. So now we're going to drop everything into this rectangle and see where we're missing. Oh, she has too much room over here on this side. Because you want that Avril Lavigne alley to be centered, and right now it is centered in everything. Here's the plan. What's this width? 274.46. We'll call this 275. Or no, we just can use it over here as well. And then we're dropping her into that. And that should be centered now, though. Or no, it's not. I'll tell you why. No, it should be. Hang on. I'm missing something. Let's just move her over here. I feel like I'm missing something obvious here, that Avril Lavigne text isn't centered between the two pictures. What am I missing? This is dead air, but I'm missing something. Tell you what, I think it's because it's slanted. Watch this. Yeah. It's because the font is at a slant and it's moving over there. Actually, no. Yeah, you can see how closer it is over here than over there. Oh, you know why? I'm centering it. Hang on. Dummy. Center the whole thing first. There we go. Center the whole thing first. Now center this. There we go. I knew there was going to be something. And, I mean, that with the slant now, that looks good. And we'll cheat a little bit and move it over so it's not as bad. And then that got moved around some. And then we're changing this to We're changing this to white, and then we'll doll everything. This is the most important sign ever. Avril Lavigne Alley, so that's good. Now we have to put it into 3. We need 3 5x12s. Why do I have 2 of her over here? Hang on. Yeah, we got rid of her. This should be 1536 is the width. We need that to be 1536 as well. So all group, this should be 1536 by 256, and it is. So that's good. Now we need 3 512s by 236s. There's 1, 2, 3. Then we need 3 of her. 1, 2, 3. Right there. So now we're moving these 3 up here. Oh, these were these should have to be by 256. Yeah. It looks like there's a gap between them, but there isn't. Because if you move back to 100, these should be 1536 by, yeah, so that's fine. And then we're moving that up to 340 to match those coordinates. Why isn't that matching? This is why I didn't want to do this at the very beginning of the video, because this is going to take a while. It's going to be worth it, though. Okay. The first one is this one, and that's the modal. Modal is the first one. So we want to drop that into that, move it over into modal. Done. Second one is that one. What did I do here? Oh, I know what I did. Don't worry about it. Second one is door bond, the middle one. It's going to be that one. And then the third one is right here. Right there. Okay, so Avril, you better be worth it. That's all done. I'm gonna save you the. I gotta do quite a bit of data entry here, putting all these into the track. But I'll catch you on the flip side, and we're gonna run some laps with the Heinz cars. All right, I think it took about 10 minutes. You can see my desktop is a war zone right now. I have not loaded. Oh, we still got a couple down here. Hang on. I'm glad I saw that. Here we go. These are all the ones we just changed. We did 21. Okay. This is it, right? There's no other MIPs anywhere. That logo's a bitmap. There's no MIPs. We'll do one last check. There's no MIPs on the desktop anywhere, right? No. So we got them all. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Let's see what this looks like. It might crash, for all I know. But let's get wild. Let's go do... We're going back to our... Heinz, everything loaded. There's Petro Canada, there's Max so far. Everything's looking good so far. But let's take a drive.
Limit 45. Keep it under 35.
Craftsman Truck Series, we need to change that. Here comes the Craftsman Truck Series bridge.
Okay, merge when you can.
And that like bleeds underneath it. We'll see what it looks like in the rear view. Looks good. The red bleeds underneath it, so we'll figure it out. Here comes the Avril Lavigne alley. That looks good right away. Looks like everything lined up perfectly there. As I assumed it would. There's Petro Canada, which was the Chevrolet sign. There's Molson Canadian taking over the reins of Continental Tire. Here's some more signage here. Dirt Devil. We can probably bring that red down. Look out, Neil Armstrong. Probably bring that red down and give Dirt Devil some more play. The Max looked good there. Empire Today looks good. Scotia Bank. Big Evil Racing there on the left. That looks good. NASCAR logo. Should have been Elvira. That looks good. And then we got Good Wrench.
Clear on the right.
The Chris Hadfield, the astronaut. The Good Wrench looks weathered, you know, looks good. Everybody's panicking behind me. World of Wheels, I found where that's at. Now Sobeys straight. I mean, that looks good. I found where that World of Wheels thing is, so I'll be able to go in and change that. Here comes Terrence and Phillip. Yeah, it looks good. Now we're coming to the hockey corner. That Marriott is still there, so we didn't grab the right Marriott one. I thought for sure that was it. CBC, Crosby there, SO, Good Wrench that we changed before. Craftsman Truck Series black sign we talked about. Max was the BMW, and Petro Canada. So we got everything, except, oh, and here's the Sears Die Hard sign, massive. Look at that thing. So the only thing we're missing is that Marriott sign. That's bugging me now to the point where we're gonna go find it. Sorry, and then we'll run some laps. It's got to be in there somewhere. We just have to find it. We already have it made. Build 22 is the one we put in there. And, well, let's double check and see if I actually did that. That's so weird that it's not in there. But it's right, it's there. It's in the track. So, or no. We gotta do this. Details. We gotta find it in here. In the actual unpackingness of it. Build 22, that's the one we changed. Maybe it's in the middle of all the flags that I always skip through. Or it might just be a little quirk where we have to actually pack everything again for it to work. We're running out of options here. Right there. Logo Residence Marriott. Okay. We got it. Let's go get it. And you're going to watch me do this because I'm not going to... It was Logo Residence Marriott. Right there. 101003. We're just going to exchange it with this one. I'm not worried about uppercase and underscores right now. We're just 101003. All right, 101003. Bitmap. Save it. We need that again shortly. Oh, but damn it, where did I save it? Hang on. Let's open one again. See where it saves. Tracks unpack. Okay. We're getting close. Where's it at? Right there. There's that, and then we're going to go find the one we already made. It's probably just going to be the same exact... It was Billboard 22. It's going to be the same exact size and everything. No. So we need this to be... I had a feeling something was off. Damn it. Whenever I was trying to... Yeah, it's not even the same size. Whatever. Hey, man. We found it. It's a little bit annoying. Yeah, but... Whatever. It's going to be a little bit bigger now. But, yeah, we're done. Ping. Desktop. See you later. Paint. Right here. Save as a bitmap. Logo res. Yeah, that's the bitmap I downloaded, and it just changed it to that. Very good. Desktop. Looking for Logo Residence Marriott bitmap. And I just wrote it down, and I'm still going to double check it. 101003. We're getting close. And save that to the desktop, and then I could probably just save it right into the track folder. But I like keeping track of where everything's at. Here we go. And that should be it, man. That should be locked and loaded, ready to go. So let's go run some laps. And we're going to jump right into a race. And we'll do, I know, see, I have the race length here. Let's actually just run a race. 6 laps. The volume's up, and you'll hear why in a second. Because I mentioned that I was doing I was making a spotter pack. So you're gonna hear my voice. I did it as a proof of concept. You're gonna hear my voice tell us that we're going green. And it's like pitched down. And if I could find a way to change my voice where it doesn't sound like me, then I would do it on my own, but and we'll stay away from the car so you can hear it.
Get ready now, going green. Reach up there and pull his belt tight. Yeah.
So, that's me. I'm guessing that you can tell that's
Green flag,
me.
green flag. Green, green, green.
But what I'm gonna do, I have it really loud right now. I have all these assists on. I have it really loud right now. Just so whenever I was testing it, I could hear it. This isn't a truck series. Probably the last time we're going to see these cars on the track.
Car left. Clear on the left. Car left.
Real,
Clear on the left. Car left.
real tight quarters here through Chris Hetfield, Elvira to turn.
Stay on the right. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left.
And the Sobe straight. Terrence and Phillip. Didn't even acknowledge the fact that Canada Cup picture was in the game now, but it was pretty obvious that it was going to be. Sorry, Andy.
Clear on the left.
I think he disappeared. Wait a minute, where did he go?
Just 5 more to go.
Pretty sure he disappeared into those barrels. Hang on. Yeah, whoops. All right, he's gonna be having fun over there for a while.
There's an accident in turn 10.
This is a fun road course.
Left side. Keep to the right. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
So yeah, this was I mean, all told, other than spending,
Left side.
15-20 minutes plotting out what I wanted to do with the signs before I started making this video, and then
Still there.
all told it took,
Stay on the right.
I'd say, about 3 hours to change this track.
Keep to the right.
Not bad. For the eventual truck series we're going to be running, where where a lot of people are going to have trucks that they're rooting for and everything, and they want to keep abreast of what's going on during the race. I have a plan, because you can make... sorry if I forgot to turn down the engine game sound during this part, but I have a plan that every so often I'm gonna find a way to make a script to tell my computer to do certain keystrokes. So like, I always have this up right now, F1, which is just the race information. But I want a script running in the background whenever we're running these races that it'll say, hey, hit F2, and then every 7 seconds, arrow down. 7 seconds, arrow down. 7 seconds, arrow down. And go back and hit F1 again. And then something like that. I'm going to experiment with that. But I think I'm also going to do more frequent, those field snapshots I do. And then maybe just give updates during the race. I don't know. I'm going to be workshopping a few things. Because, people are going to have a vested interest in where their driver is. And I don't want it to be something where I just totally ignore it all race long. And then just be like, well, check the final standings to see where your car finished, or truck finished. Okay, see you next race. Like, I want there to be a little more involved. Be a little bit more, yeah. And I don't know what angle I want to attack that from. The keystrokes idea I was just talking about, that's going to be very beneficial when I sometimes forget to even look at the standings and stuff. But in a ideal situation, instead of me talking right now about the race while I'm driving, I would just be showing the rest of the race, and maybe every 15 laps, because the races are about an hour long pretty much, so maybe every 15 minutes of the race, do a field snapshot, find the movers and shakers, find what happened to some cars, some trucks or whatever, because I'm not, I'm just, it's not in me to do like a full race, commentary, doing play-by-play for an entire fictional race. That's not in me. I really enjoy running the car and having fun with that. So we're gonna find a good balance. But yeah, Avril Lavigne, that ended up looking pretty good. And then all we have, the only thing left really is that World of Wheels magazine thing on this the old Mobil 1 bridge overhang right here, because I wanted that to just be that World of Wheels right there. I wanted that to be just another Sobeys logo, but $121. I can run a high 119 here. But yeah, the good wrench stuff looks good. See, that's a trouble spot. We've gotten into them, I think, every time. So it's not a trouble spot. I just have to be smoother with it. Craftsman Truck Series, we can probably bleed that red up to the top of that bridge. Just make it totally red. I don't know. But I didn't want to make it totally red because we have a totally red bridge up here with Scotiabank, so I don't know. See, this is bugging me now. I keep on thinking of this as the Elvira corner.
Clear on the left. Left side. Clear. Car left.
So yeah, right now randomly I'd have a script that would just automatically go through the standings. Every 8 seconds, flip to the next page, and then when it's done doing that, flip it back to this.
Still there.
It can't be that hard to set up. There's got to be a way. Andy Warhol's 1 lap down. We'll see if he had problems getting back onto the track there. Whatever happened to him.
Okay, that's it. We'll get them next time.
I wanted to catch up to the field. I don't think we're gonna have enough time. I think we're gonna make up a lot of ground here in Elvira Nook. I think we got to put her. I think we got to put her on there now. It's like Michael Jackson won.
Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in second.
All right, good stuff. Let's go see what happened to Andy Warhol, and we'll shut her down. There he is. He was probably just morphed to the pits. Yeah. Sorry, pal. He's trying. Yeah, he's trying to get back onto the track. Good, you know. Kudos to him. It looks like he's gonna hit this fence and just shut her down. Pretty much a microcosm of his season. And then he'll eventually just flash into the pits. Wasn't there a camera that showed... There we go, the Sobe straight right there. Looks good. Alright, we're probably done messing with this Canada track. And any other tracks I make videos of. We'll just have some fun with some other signage and whatnot. But this was a massive undertaking. I wanted to document it. Had a lot of fun with it. And I'm going to fiddle with that. That Craftsman truck bridge is annoying me. And I gotta find that World of Wheels thing and put the Sobeys logo on there. And put Elvira onto that sign. It's a must now. And then fix Dirt Double. A couple things. Alright, that's it. Let's see. Yeah, that is it. Alright, thanks for watching.